My job is to price forecast as best as I possibly can with every market that I follow so that my customers can benefit and your customers who you lend money to can make the most money possible. It's the only thing I'm interested in. I don't care about anything else. I'm known as the $8 corn guy. I am, because I predicted $8 corn in early 2006, laughed at, and I said we'd have $8 corn 2 years later. I predicted $8 corn in late 2009 using the similar methodologies, and 2 years later we had $8 corn in 2012. For those that are in the dairy business, I predicted record high $25 Class 3 milk in 2014 when it was 13. DFA laughed at me with that forecast, and I was right on that one. Maybe I'm going to be wrong about this. No one's perfect, but the reason I don't mention all that to say how wonderful I am and how I have to pop my bubble because I'm so wonderful, other than to say that I don't make these recommendations lightly. I make them when I really think they're going to happen with tremendous research, tremendous data on weather, on other fundamental factors that I see coming, and I really feel that the forecast I'm giving you here is a highly likely scenario, as unbelievable and unimaginable it seems today that it could even be possibly true. I can tell you in 2005, late 2005 in Nebraska, when they had a storage shortage and there's corn piled up, and it was middle of the day, I couldn't see the sun because these corn piles are piled up, and I'm running around in the fields in Nebraska saying we're going to have $8 corn. Now that was people laughing at me because it was impossible that could happen. So here's the forecast. Because of what I expect to see, 2021, 22, La Nina, global solar cycle minimum, the first one, amplification of La Nina conditions around the entire northern hemisphere, we believe that possibly even 2023 period is going to see some of the worst overall global production yield reductions that we've seen since the 2010, 11, 12 period, but worse because we're in an amplification now of these weather phenomena because of the grand solar cycle minimum. That reality is going to be met head-on by what we think is going to be one of the most massive herd rebuild efforts in history when Asia just starts to rebuild their pig herd and starts to seriously try to get their production back online. Remember, the U.S. is growing animal feeding units. Brazil is growing animal feeding units. So we see 2021 and 2022 with record explosive feed demand on a global basis, just as La Nina is going to not provide the supply. It's kind of like the perfect combination of weather and demand, and demand spike coming together at the same time. And that's kind of what happens, right? Everything that goes wrong like the last 3 or 4 years, that everything go wrong is just keeps going wrong and it's bearish everything. Yeah, but when it goes right to the upside, everything goes right. 2020, after a challenging spring, volatile pricing, though we still believe we're going to have a very good finish, a long harvest season. We're not going to have an early winter this coming season, so you're going to have an ability to get some good crops. This is the final year that if you're in the business of buying feed, if you're in the business of buying cotton, if you're in the business of looking to grow some good crops, you're going to have a shot this year of doing something really good, but you want to prepare yourself. You want to set your marketing plan in place so that you are ready with inventory and with upside opportunity open to the upside to take full advantage of this price volatility cycle to the upside that we see coming. You won't want to be selling or have $3.50 corn or $4 corn sold go through 2021 if it's going to go back to $8 like we think it could. We had a lot of farmers in 2006 sell all their crops 2 years out for $2.40, and we're delivering $2.40 corn when they could have delivered $7 cash corn. We don't want anyone of your customers to be in that position.